Hi, Libra. Don't forget that you can't push it, okay, or rush it. You can't rush it, you can't push it. So you might as well take your time but take your time by doing what you know you need to do, like, as much as you can, right? So you get a big old push. It's like, okay, cool. Did it. Got it. Right? Accomplished A to B. Then from there, if there's a little resistance, if there's la resistance, don't make fun of my French. It's always terrible. Always been terrible. Train. Je m'appelle Raaji. Otherwise, you can't push it. The resistance. Now, I feel as if I'm being there's a funny energy with you right now. I like it, though. La resistance. Okay, look. You have to find the humor in something. Find the humor in the resistance. Okay? We actually just talked about this on Patreon for that full moon in Virgo, if you want to cross-reference. Okay, Libra. If you don't push it. Oh, also, last month, if you did the thing, if you backed off, right? Not that you weren't allowed to speak your mind, not that you were not allowed to express yourself and be honest, right? But then you were like, no, what needed to be said was something where it's like, okay, I know I need to disengage. And you did that. Then I heard, there is reward for your resistance. Now, look here now. If you what is this saying? Hold on, let's ground this energy for a second. Okay, that's kind of what I was feeling, Libra. Okay, so it was giddy, it was happy, it was forward momentum, it was da 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 da. Right? You're going through one stage of a level, then you get to another level. When you get to that other level, get to kind of pause and look around. Right, because even the turtles that usually go slow may go fast. So you have to kind of pay attention to where you are. Remember, the South Node is going through your sign. There's a few things that are astrological that are happening for Libra that are actually very strong. Okay? This is creating big change in you. And I actually see the relationship with yourself right now, the relationship with whatever attaches physically to yourself is making a difference here. Your spiritual space also is hugely affected, and I want you to know that is so strong, okay? Super strong. But it's also something that sometimes it's like admitting your weakness, right? Again, you get that big wave and you're like, ooh, got it. Confident. Yep. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, tired. Like, whoa, spent. Need some replenishing. Right? Because what I actually see is, I see this Rahu in the first house for you. So if any of you are a smoker too, that's like a big dragon breath. It's dragon breath is what is important. You want to do good breath work. When I see the way I'm seeing Rahu in the first, okay, you want to know really good breath work. Could be You could have a lot of air and fire in your chart too, which makes you dry. Something dry. So Libra. Just a second. I want to tell you all these astrological things, but it's not going to make sense to everyone, so I want to be fair. Let's see. Did have an epiphany about that, though. What have you been putting together in and of yourself? Some of you could change a habit. Okay, because, right, if I'm seeing the North Node in Libra the way I saw it, and what's actually happening is the South Node is in Libra, North Node is in Aries right now. It's like you have an opportunity to exchange something, right? To be like, well, oh, I realize I do this because of that. Or I do this because, yeah, I do this because of that. Excuse me. You know, really connecting the dots. Really connecting the dots. And then making a significant change in and of yourself because you're the only one that can do it for you. Right? It's one of those things. Like one of those biggest lessons for you, right? It's like, oh, I can't change anybody else. Right? But then it's also like the lesson is, oh, I can only, well then I guess, you know, no one can change you either. I mean, ask and you shall receive. If you want help upon that path, you can. But the ultimate task of taking the initiative to change something in you, that's up to you, right? You really depressed, you want to feel better? You can do that. You know, you're artistically something stagnant, or you're needing to more focus or something. You can create that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can if you have the confidence to do it. If you have the stubbornness. You need your own stubbornness for your own good sometimes. Does this make sense, Libra? Yes, your own stubbornness. You need your own good stubbornness. I heard don't mess with anybody else's. Just focus right now. Yes. Don't worry about. Maybe even do something out of vanity. I don't know. Do something to change, right? Like, I heard someone say to themselves, oh, I want to be happy so I can have a partner. Or like, I want to lose weight so I can look good. Or, you know, I don't know. I'll floss more so my teeth don't fall out. Or there's something about your, because if the first house, the way I'm seeing it, is all about the body, right? The strength of you, right? How are you feeling about your body? You feeling good about that? You should. And if not, what is the thing that you can adjust and or love yourself? Now, I'm not saying I want you to look at yourself with vanity, with a vein of hatred towards yourself, right? Like, oh, I'm not this, so it's kind of like owning it, right? And being like, well, I know if I keep doing that, then this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? Just being honest about it. What do you need to be more honest about? If you're wondering whether you're a good person, you don't have to question that so much. I mean, can you do better? Are there stars in heaven that are helping you change into your biggest, best self? And are some of those changes hard? Do they really kick you in the ego face? Sure do. Sure can. You know? Is it a good fucking ball flicker? Yeah, totally. It's not going to kill you, but it will make it kind of like, oof, and I guess the thing is when it comes to change that you want to just, for now, and this is in your month too. Oh yeah, opposite Aries. I get it. If this is the case, ow. You know when your hair's sore? Like your head? Where'd my elastic go? There. Never put it on my left arm. It's weird. Anyway, when you're changing, Libra, you need to remember, like, you can do multiple things to change, right? Let me give you a story. Let me give you a small example. So there was a time when my heart was broken, right? But most importantly, I knew that why my relationships were the way that they were, and why things just kept like not panning out and not panning out and not panning out is because I wasn't happy with myself. Do you know what I mean? I was very well aware of my own depression. I mean, I would try to be happy, but there would be these things that would just come and would just tear me down, you know? And I would judge myself upon whether I was lovable depending on how much someone else loved me, you know? And it wasn't fair. And then this situation happened. And the point is that fast forward, I started to really, instead of just being like, I know I'm depressed, or like, I know this, I know I'm like that, I know all my relationships end up like this, like blah, 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 blah. I started taking ownership. And I was like, okay, well, fuck, I'm depressed. I was like, well, how do you get better? And I tried all these other things, so I started trying something that I hadn't tried. And I started trying, I took the thing I wanted to change, right? And for me at the time it was depression, right? And I'm doing it now, but what is yours now? What is that thing you want? What is that you want to change, you know? And then start taking small steps to do that, right? Like, again, I'll continue with the example. With me with depression at that time, which I'd tried times before, but not really. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Like, I tried, like, drinking, or I tried drugs, or I tried sex, or I tried, you know, like, covering it up in these kinds of ways. That doesn't work, right? It never works. So, point is that, no, that don't never work. Keep you stuck right where you are, covering something up. Right, so, So the reality is, keep fighting the same demon over and over, right? And they win that way. They win that way when you don't try something new. So, point is I started doing multiple things, you know? Like, I changed my diet. Started getting more exercise every day. I started doing research on psychological kinds of situations. I put myself in a class about therapy, about like not exactly like a therapy kind of thing. Sort of felt more like school, but it was like I put myself in a month-long course on how to learn about depression. You know what I mean? And then I started doing all these things all at once, and then all of a sudden it got better. Now, was there pitfalls after when you're changing things? Are there pitfalls? Yes. Of course there are pitfalls. This is why you have to be strong. This is why you have to be stronger than, and when you are weak, you also have to admit it. Right? Because we can't be strong all the time, Libra. That's why one of the lessons is you can't be strong for everyone else all the time. Because then who the fuck are you going to lean on? If you're the strongest one in the group, who are you leaning on? I mean, you can lean on God, but that's not visible. And we all need things that are tangible, you know. So, interesting, Libra. Intimate time for you, huh? Huh, Libra? Emperor. Ooh, okay. Okay, so for about another year or so, wherever, what's this about? You don't have to feel like a lonely fish in the sea, but you may sometimes so you know how you have to know where you're strong and weak, and who and what you can lean into, or who's your support system. And actually, you record on the same day as Pisces. And if for some reason, you could have a family and children and spouse, all this stuff, but for some reason you ever feel like you don't have the support that you need, especially visible support. St. Jude. Yeah, St. Jude is a really awesome, he saved my life once. He was part of, yeah. You know, you don't have to pretend to be anything that you're not. You know, that's part of what compounds issues, is when people pretend that they aren't something. Now, is there a time and a place to, like, fake it till you make it? Yeah, but I feel like the fixed signs are good at fake it until you make it. Like, on the outside, it seems like that. Maybe a little bit of Capricorn. But everybody else, you can feel it. You can feel it. You know? All the mutable energy, all the... Like, there's no way to hide, really. So, I need you to remember how much hard work you have done to get yourself out of a hole. Maybe we talked about that past, you know, I shared that depression story with you because, you know, perhaps you've been through the same, or perhaps you're healing through that now. And I want you to feel good about any work that you have done there to making yourself a happier person. It's really fucking hard. You know what I mean? To untangle the snake. To really dig in there, to do some really fucking deep Pluto Scorpio work in and of yourself, to dig in the places that are really scary. Yeah, man. Woman. Good job. So don't forget about how hard you worked. Now, just a second. What's she saying? Oh, well, I guess there's certain things you have completed, and good job on that. I needed to know that now because of that hard work, and I do see some pretty significant chakra work here, particularly the red, orange. It's like red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Well, you are safe and loved and protected in that, yes. So what would you like now? In and of your life? What would you like now? What would you like to grow now? Who are you now? It depends who you think that you are, and especially having to do with your body. And I really feel like if some of you take a little bit extra time, I don't know if you need to look at yourself in the nude, you know? Maybe you just need to appreciate you as a person. Like that you're alive and that you can do kind of whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can feel however you want. Just for you, don't fake it till you make it. That's not for you. Fake it till you make it. No, because you know what? If no one ever showed vulnerability, right? If all the signs were so hard that they're all like, oh, I'm just going to fake till I make it. You know, if they were so hard, then there would be no vulnerability. We would never learn what it means to love. You know, if it was always just like, we'd never get in a fight with our friends. It's like we'd never have a disagreement. We'd never solve anything if we didn't have problems. That's part of the thing I have. This is a very open reading, Libra. What did you learn from a fire sign you used to live with? What's the last fight you got in the house you live in? What's the last fight you got in with a friend? How do you, who celebrates God like you do? Who celebrates your spiritual energy in the way that you're growing there? Who else inspires you in that space? I see, don't placate anybody. Don't placate anybody. You know, because sometimes that's the thing. Sometimes, like, say for instance, it's like that fake it till you make it energy. It's not always healthy. You know what I mean? To be like, someone's like, oh shit, I'm in the shit. And someone's like, oh no, it's totally fine. Like, you're fine. Like, everything's gonna be fine. It's like, no, maybe they get some shit they gotta work out. You know what I mean? For instance, when I was really depressed, there was a couple people to be like, it's fine, just get over it. It's fine. It wasn't fucking fine, though. It didn't feel fucking fine. Didn't feel fine at all. Fine and dandy. It felt awful. Right, and for someone to say, like, oh, it's fine. It's not fine. Yeah, maybe that's why in Opal Oracle we don't always candy coat it, because most people are going through something hard, and it would be dishonest to say that everything's fine when it's not fine. It's obviously coming from someplace, right? And everybody, there's obviously improvement. Right? Because we're all hung up about something, and that's why we need Libra to cut it down. Now, this is one of those things where you, as a Libra, are not meant to cut other people down. But you are meant to be really honest. And sometimes even in that, being like, hey, you're stuck. Or, hey, I'm real stuck. I can or I can't. But it's, again, don't... What did we say before? Don't fake it till you make it. No. Do not fake it till... Like, be honest about it. Again, if you are fucking pissed in the moment, then be pissed. That doesn't mean go out and extend that towards anybody else and hurt anybody else, but recognize your own feeling about it, right? You're really joyful again. You got that enthusiasm. You're right on time. You're right in tune. You're feeling good. You're feeling lovey. It's feeling awesome. And then all of a sudden you're like, Bert, what just happened? It's moody. It's moody, okay? Maybe some of you are like... I don't know, somebody's on their menses, or there's like menopausal energy, or whatever, the moon energy. That's what it is. It's like the moon. It's moody, right? There's something in there. And if you're digging in the depths of Scorpio, like, remember that, well, I heard, ooh, doggy, that's deep. Like, that's... Maybe that's sometimes why we have sex, is to, like, feel things that are deep. Like, physically. You know what I mean? Not that we don't otherwise, but we feel them with other people, but usually only with pain. Right? Huh, Libra. Trippy. But maybe that's a trauma there, too. So maybe you need to... Remember, when you're ready... Well, you always know when you're ready. But also remember that wherever there is trauma, like a hard situation, you know, that you've had to endure or something like that, and then you're like, you're trying new things, you're trying to change, you're trying to... Because it's hard. It's probably the hardest thing for you to focus on yourself, right? To find yourself, to support yourself as much as you support others. So the point is occasionally you have to start it over, right? Say you don't like Christmas. Well, maybe this Christmas you want to put on some Christmas tunes. I don't know, you had a hard experience in the desert. Maybe you go to the desert. This time you prepare. You know, I don't know. Wherever it's dry, there will be water. But you want to make sure whether that water is palpable or not. Palpable. Pure water. I see, although you can't blame anything on astrology, I do see that it's important for you to recognize that there's a lot going on with Jupiter and Pisces and Saturn and Aquarius. Tropically speaking, we'll take them that way for now. The important one, actually both of those are hard aspects to you. Point is Libra. Don't fake it. Just do what you can do this time frame. And keep moving forward, though. Don't go backwards about anything. Because I guess if you pretend and you're kind of going backwards... Hey, chill out. It's cool. Okay, that's enough. You need to like make your... What are the rules you're about? What are your rules now, Libra? Trust in your job. Trust your money. Like, that's fine. I wouldn't say this is a big time to invest in anything huge. If you're curious about that also, you wanna take a wider gander upon, like, there's something about your third house. And what did we say in the beginning? Yeah, there we go. These four are close like this. You got that energy? Go for it. Right? Do it. Don't fake it till you make it. Just be. Just be you. Please. And if for some reason you get in that funk space and you can't write, you all happy-go-lucky, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I want to go back in my, going back in the swamp. Then do that. But when you're there, just make sure that you're there for a reason. Remember that you're in that space. It's like, why am I feeling this? If you check in there and give yourself, even if it's just you gotta separate yourself, go to the restroom and chill. Let's say you're at work or something. You obviously can't have a tissy fit. It's just kind of like use that. I'm seeing like a bunch of old ladies, old men doing feng shui, right? Like just trying to put it in the right place. Okay? And then when you got that energy and it's golden, flow with it and it's all good. And please think about maybe you want to think about a 6-month goal. I guess we're getting pretty close to half the year. So how's things been going there? Is there any traveling you'd like to do in the near future? People coming to visit you, or you going to visit them? I feel like there is some karma with the mother being paid here. That's helpful. Also Venus. That's nice. This is also some healing. If you make that, if that change I was talking about, Libra, the change in yourself that only you can do for yourself, only can give to yourself. I mean, do you have support again? Yes. But I also see that's very good for your karma as well. Interesting. It's helping that 6th house, whatever that is. become more secure, perhaps. It's a heavy house. It's the battlefield. So for the battlefield to have these two cards in it, well, that's kind of like, all right, we paid the debt, and all right, we're not fighting anymore. Let's everybody go home. You know what I mean? Like there's like a this is like a vacation. I mean, some of y'all need a vacation. Something like that. Different climate. Don't worry about the money of it. Okay. I love you, Libra. Alright, please take care of yourself. I hope this was of service. Trippy reading. I don't really know where we went there. I do hope it helped. I know some of the words were a little like... And if there were any places any of you were still here where you're like, I want to hear that, or like that kind of, you checked out a little bit, please come back and watch it a little bit later because you'll hear something different, okay? Time is the best teacher. Yeah. Yes, it is. And remember, anything that's icky that you're working through, anything that's like... You can overcome it, especially when it comes to change. You know, because if it has to do with this first house, it could do with anything. It could do with your diet. It could do with your habits. It could do with the way that the courage you have in yourself, the way you articulate yourself, how you interact with other people, how you interact with your job, your family, your sisters, your brothers, everything, God. Like this first house can encapsulate all of it. So again, what are you trying to change? And then, as we gave the example earlier, really try to find some little things to just help, you know? Maybe it is 10 sit-ups a day, or maybe it's 10 push-ups. Shit, I need a little bit of that. I like those jail push-ups. Anyway, little things, right? And believe that what you're doing is going to help you in the future, but it isn't going to always make it peachy keen. There are always tests, right? Always tests. And remember that you can do that. You can overcome those tests. Yes. And we'll talk more about... I guess I'll make a note of it. That Aquarius is... It's a strong... It's like you pulling a weight right now. Like of that in your map. So just be aware of that too. But you're strong enough to do it. So... Alright. Love you so much. Please take care. I'll talk to you next time. Thank you for all your support. Can you hear the crows? I like that sound better than the caw. Sounds sweeter. Alright, love you so much. Talk to you later. Peace.